Hi, Anthony here from Learning to Play the Guitar. In this guitar video I'm going to show you how to play a solo fingerstyle guitar arrangement of the song Here, There and Everywhere, written by Paul McCartney and recorded by the Beatles. This arrangement was created by an Australian guitar player, Bill Tyers, who has sadly passed away, but he's left us with a great treasure trove of arrangements on his website guitardownunder.com, where he also has videos and PDF sheets of these particular arrangements of this song and others. In this video we're going to pull apart how to play this arrangement, where the chord shapes are used, and how the melodies are included. So I hope you have fun learning how to play this Beatles classic. Just a reminder, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe, and you can check out more lessons and my books at my website, learningtoplaytheguitar.net. Okay, in the intro of the song, we are playing these particular chords: C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, and an F major 7. All standard bar chords. We're just picking our way through them. And we're playing the following pattern of thumb, index, pair, thumb on every chord. So C major 7 again. Same for D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7. And we do that twice. I'll just hang there, just for a little dramatic pause. And then into the melody. So the top note of all these fingerstyle arrangements is usually the melody note. In this case, that is the case. So we have a C chord, a regular old C chord. Picking our way through that, and then we jump to the D minor 7 chord again. But just the A, D, G strings there, following that tab. Now we get to a slightly fiddly apart E minor 7, but we don't need the whole shape. I'm really worried about the 7-9 octave E's there. Second finger there playing the number 8 G note, and the little finger plays the top melody D there as I'm hanging on. So it's like an E minor 7 with a little melody chucked on top with the arpeggio. So when we go to F next, the trick is I'm going to slide my first finger over to bar at fret 8 and keep the pressure on that bottom string, the first string down near the floor, on that 8, let that ring out as much as we can. So I try and let that high note blend with the notes underneath it, the bass notes. So that makes sense, that all blends nicely. Then when we get to the next bit, we're doing a similar idea for the G note, barring again, but now really pressurizing that B string. And then we're going to play a C major 7, jazzy C that way, which is the 9 skipping to the middle 2 strings, sorry, 8 skipping to the middle 2 strings, 9, 9. So I have this thing going on. Then we go D minor 7. I'll keep going for the moment. Same pattern. So that first 3 bars, let's say the verse. Here we go. C, D minor 7, E minor with the octave, little finger on top, slide, pressurize that bar. For the F, I might repressurize slightly just for this 8 here on the B string. That was that C major 7 thing. D minor 7. So that's all that thing. Moving on to the second half of the verse, we have an E minor, but all we need now is E2 here, E string on the bottom. Playing the tab here for the melody. Again, hanging on to that number 2 as long as I can in the bass there. Then I'm going to jump my little finger up to the 5A note there on the bottom string. Now I'm making an F6 shape, which is 3, 5, 3, 5 as a chord shape, and then we're going from that melody note. Again, so blending. So I have the E minor thing. Okay, keep ringing out. So where possible, let everything ring out as much as you can. Into the B minor 7. So the trick here is I'm going to use second, third, second, third and fourth fingers to play the 2, 2, 3 with a gap on the D string, and we have the melody note of open E on the bottom. So be careful that we don't lean and mute that E string. That can be easy to stuff up. Now the reason why I've got these fingers is the next chord, all I need to do is put my number 1 finger down on the G sharp and do that. So I haven't really moved too much, so my little finger's hanging on that D note there. And the second bar is almost the same, except this addition of the number 1 F. So we've got the same thing happening twice there. The final bit of the regular verse, A minor 7, but all we need is the number 1 C note, 2 open strings, the A, G and the number 1 C, 3D, E string, bar jump, fret 7, let everything ring out. This is like an E minor thing, but really all you need is 1 finger for the 7 melody B, E and a D, which is 7, 7 again with skipping of strings, little finger on the A there on fret 10. Now I'm jumping down to the G7 sus 4. Hard day's night, sort of. So now we've got the 3D. So that was in the tab there. 3, 5, 3. Whoops. 3, 5, 3, 5. Back to the 5D, and then here play regular G7. You could play the B4 or open B string behind play. So we have this going back from the 3D note. G7, lift off, or you can hang on to the B. The lift off is good though, then it allows you to get back to the C more easily for the second verse. So let's do a really rough run through the verse and I'll talk through it as we play it. So C major, D minor 7, the E with the 7/9 octave, little finger 10D, bar that 8. That's an F thing, barring the 8, but the B string now for the C major, D minor 7, 2, 0, hang on to your E note, bass note, F6 chord, you can build it sort of backwards. Now that B minor 7 with those 2, 3, 4 fingers, E, yeah, same thing almost, that little F note thrown in, then A minor, all you need is 1 7s for the E minor part, number 10, A, 3D, and G sus, 4, G7, and you're repeating that verse. So then the second time round, we actually jump into the bridge. If we go from the 3D G7 sus 4 thing, then we go to fret 6 for a B flat. So based around B flat 7, but we're not necessarily playing the whole chord. So all you really need to do is to bar fret 6. So the tab there, we've got 6 B flat bass note, 7, 8, 6, yeah? And then we have an E flat major 7 chord. I just strum the chord, but you can thumb strum it or use the 4 fingers, which is what I'm doing. That's just the bar chord, just picking the bits of it. And then we have a little bass walk down, number 5D, stepping down to a C minor, regular bar chord again. Just bits of that, little half bar F minor, which is the 1, the triple 1, 3. As much as possible, if you can keep the pressure on that number 1, that does sound nice. It can be a bit fiddly though for that stretch, depending on your hand size. Now this is a G7, but again, we don't need the whole bar chord because we're going to dance around with the melody. So we've got 3, 3, 4, 3 in tab. I'm going to skip that A string. That's the 3, 3, 4, 6 melody. C minor now, just the C minor in parts. Little arpeggio. F minor again. G7 again, same thing. Then we go back to the verse, but there's a little finger change, I suppose, but it's a C major, so back to from the minor to the major. And again, it's just that C major bar chord, but I'm not really using, say normally you might have 2, 3, 4, but I don't need that second finger there, so I'm just going to use 3 and 4 on the 2 5s there on the G, B strings, that little arpeggio there. And then we're back home to the D minor and the E, etc., going on and on and on. So that's the bridge. So the final bit that's different in this tune is the coda. So I'm going to go from the C chord. So this is the last 4 bars or 5 bars. So from the C, there's a C chord arpeggio, D minor 7 again, but slightly different how it's E minor, but I'm going to have a 3D, my little finger on the bottom, sorry, 3G, little finger on the bottom. Open string, F chord, little arpeggio there, just a F triad, C again, D minor 7 again in those same bits now. So then the ending bit we just have it E minor 7, G7, one of those little triangle shapes on 5, 7, 6, 7, and then the final chord I do like a little jazzy C 6 chord. So I have 8, 7, 8, 8. But you can also just do a normal C bar chord as well. Just I think the other one sounds a bit cooler. So here's the end. One more time in parts. C major, C, D minor 7, and E with the G note on top. E string, F, C, D minor 7, and then E minor, G7, C6.